Hello, everybody, and welcome to Gaining Experience. I'm Corey, Truly Evil Bob. I'm the guy who's in charge of this channel about role-playing games. Today, Gaining Experience on every episode, we always have my great friend Howard, who is a gaming guru. You are. You're
I'll
like
take that.
you've been doing
I'll take
this
that. All right.
as long as I.
I
If not
spend way too
longer.
much time on the hobby, so yes.
On RPGs. Yes. So tell everybody what Gaining Experience is all about, Howard.
Today or overall?
Both.
All right. Well, generally it's us talking about gaming, our favorite hobby, and today
Well,
our thing is going to be
not game
talking about how
gaming,
characters die.
not just gaming.
All
It's
Role
role playing games
Dungeons
like
and
Dungeons and
Dragons.
Dragons. Yeah, that's what this channel is mainly about. But yeah, you're
All
right.
right.
It's about character what we do when our characters die, when characters in our games die. But this is not just like a podcast. There's lots of podcasts out there. This is something different. This is live, and we want to talk to the people out there. If you have any questions or if you have a story about your character death or anything like that, give us a chat in the chat box, and we'll get to that. If you're watching this as a recorded video, you can always make comments later on, and we'll try and come back and address those later if you like. This show is on 7 o'clock Pacific every Wednesday night if you'd like to join us. Yeah, and we'll all get knowledgeable about role-playing games together. It's called Gaining Experience, after all.
All right. But first, let's do that little game you like.
Yeah, sure. Let's do. I did not see that coming. Don't you love the graphic? I don't know if Howard can see the graphic.
I can't see the graphic, but I'll believe you that there's a graphic.
There's a graphic. How you play this game?
Actually, wait. The pixels are floating in front of my face now. Whoa! Am I looking the right direction?
No, it's gone. It's gone. It's already taken out.
Fix it in post. Oh, it's live.
How do we play this game is one of us will come up with a plot idea and the other one will finish it with a twist, with like a little twist. And I guess I'll start first.
Night Shyamalan, all over that.
I'll start first.
All right.
So, every 1,000 years, the ancient evil rises up to destroy the kingdom. The only thing that can stop them is the hero's sword. But unfortunately, through many marriages and successions that have happened, a rival kingdom now owns that sword. And the evil, it's on its way. Twistify that.
All right. So, that's the plot.
That's the plot.
And now, so obviously we have our heroes are going to be going to get the sword. And here's where the twist comes in. The heroes are pacifists. No, wait, better yet, the heroes are racists and hate the people of that kingdom. Or prejudice, whatever it is, bigots. If they're the same race, whatever it takes.
All right, you're up.
Okay, so we have our heroes have been brought together and assigned a quest to find a serial killer that has been going from kingdom to kingdom killing people. And the only thing they know for sure is that all of the victims had been getting tattoos. So the question is there someone giving them tattoos that is killing them, or are the tattoo receivers the targets, or is the tattoo artist himself the killer, or the tattoos doing the killing? And the players have been brought together, the characters, to go solve this quest. And the twist...
I'm going to steal a twist from this anime I've been watching called The Great Kamui. So the twist is that all of the tattoos are actually pieces of a treasure map. And the serial killer has been cutting them out and stitching them together to follow this map to a great magical item.
Gross, but okay. All right, cool. So that's the game. Just helping people get their creative juices flowing. If you have better ideas for what our twists or plots should be, feel free to comment below.
Yeah. Let's get to our main topic. Character death. Death of characters in your game. So
Kills them all.
yesterday we do a live stream of gaming every Tuesday night, and Howard's character died,
Yep.
and I always feel, um, like when a character dies, it's never my intention to just kill a character. These things kind of happen organically through the rules. I'd like deaths to be grand. I'd like them to be meaningful, but sometimes the rules are just the rules. And
Sure, I think that's what makes D&D different from other forms of storytelling. Like in a movie, even in like Game of Thrones, where people are dying left and right, it always brings intrigue and furthers the plot, and you're shocked, but you're locked in. They don't introduce a person and show all these incompleted goals and then murder the person off and just leave it like that, because that's terrible storytelling. But with D&D, it says, look, there's an added level of danger here because the rules don't care. And if your stuff doesn't get finished, it just doesn't, because that's more realistic. And I appreciate it and hate it at the exact same time.
and then people catch feels.
Yeah. Yep.
Everybody
Absolutely.
catches feels. So when a character dies and that thing just happens and there's no epic story, it just kind of, you're dead. As a game master, I kind of feel like it's not my responsibility to do anything. I mean, that's just what happens in the game. But obviously, there's a lot of responsibility because people catch feels. Other people in the game, they are like, "Oh, that's so bad. We love this." And then when another person says, "Oh, I really love that character. I wish they didn't die," then that person feels even worse because their characters. It's and then and then as a game master, you feel bad.
It's true, and so there are two things I think that you need to talk about it. First, you have to worry about how to deal with not player death, player character death, from the point of view as the player, and then the other aspect of that is you have to figure out how to deal with it when you are the dungeon master. And as a player who just went through this, I've had lots of characters die over the years. It happens. And what always gets me through it is my excitement over what's the new thing I can make. And it sounds terrible, but honestly, if your kid's puppy dies, that's terrible. And when you take him to a shelter and show him other puppies and he starts to reach out and play with one, the healing has begun, and it works the same way. And it's less tragic because it's not a real puppy.
It's not a real puppy.
Not a real puppy. So yeah, as soon as you start thinking about, okay, well, what's the new story I can make? Because that story didn't work out, and just start making your new story. And you have to disassociate yourself from the previous story. And if it makes you feel better, if you're a person who gets really attached, I've known people that have gone and written like the equivalent of a fanfic different ending for their character and just stored that away somewhere and felt better.
Yeah. So sometimes a game master is able to bring back a PC, and I did that last game actually, and it was yeah, I feel bad when a character dies. If this was a different campaign, if this was a different story, if you were still back at like Horror on the Hill, or you've passed this adventure and your character died, I don't have an in-story reason to bring that character back. But because you died exactly where you did, while I don't have to bring you back, it actually, I thought it would help the story.
Yeah, I had logged out of the game. I was making a ranger. I was trying to figure out how I would work it, what race to play. And I was like, I haven't done a ranger, and I kind of like to try one. And then I get a text from Corey, hey, get back on. I have this thing I want to do. how do you feel about being a zombie? And I'm like, whoa, a zombie? I don't want to play a zombie. But we worked it out, and I came back. But that was in no way me being all, "How dare you kill my character?" Because it's one thing
No.
you have to accept is, especially in my case, I just failed 3 death saves in a row. That's me. I mean, that's the dice. It just happens.
And it's not like there's not still consequences going forward. As this specific kind of zombie that he is, there are things that he has to abide by. For example, he no longer has death saves. If he reaches 0 hit points, he has to make a Constitution saving throw, 5 plus the amount of
5
damage
plus
he
the
takes.
damage.
And if he fails that, his body just can't hold the energy anymore and just dies. That's it.
On the other hand, because zombies work different, if I do make it, I immediately get right back up and go back on.
Yeah.
And then I can get knocked down again. As long as I keep making the save, I will keep getting right back up. Zombies are creepy.
Which I don't know. I think that's a good limitation to put on your character because
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
yeah, and yeah,
Until we go and surprise the heck out of a priest somewhere or some high level cleric and be like, "Hey, can you fix this? What's wrong with it?" "Well, it's dead." "What?"
but this also goes to this thing that if you keep bringing back characters with no consequences, they'll treat your game like it has no consequences.
Yeah, that's truly a problem. I've seen players completely check out of a game because the dungeon master didn't want to kill off a certain character. So he was like, "And your god sends you back, tells you it's not your time." And then after that, it broke the whole illusion of the game for the players, and they were like, "You know what? This is dumb. There's no consequences." And they checked out. They didn't start role playing like super dangerous and just running in front of bullets or dragons or whatnot. Instead, they just didn't care about the game anymore and were kind of half there. So you definitely want to avoid giving people the auto out of returning their characters. But since Corey said this worked for his game, I was like, if this is something you want to do, I liked my character. I'd love to at least try and finish his story, but I don't in any way demand it, So it's fine.
I really think bringing you back the way I did adds to the plot of the specific thing that you're doing right here. There's something that's happening, and now y'all have a better idea of what that is without giving away the ending yet. And it also
You made Talia, however, appear godlike, as she seemed to have resurrected me at 3rd level. She should have no such powers, especially since she's not a cleric or healer of any form.
I also
she
think
is very impressed with herself.
I also think what I did the opposite of having the players check out of the plot or anything like that. I think what it did was enhance the intrigue of what's happening. Now you're more invested in what's going on here. You okay?
Yeah, I just had a cough. I thought I'd mute it for a sec.
That's a good idea.
Hopefully I muted it correctly. All right, so yeah, that's basically from the player standpoint. Now from the DM standpoint, I guess we kind of covered both there.
Yeah.
Well,
what about
right.
death should be like, I think that death kind of should be a bit of a punitive thing, but more and more people are just like, just give when your character dies, make a new character with the exact same experience points that your old character had, and just you pick up, and that way you're not behind.
See, I agree with that. I'm not saying make the same character. Don't make, well, Joe died, so here comes Joe the Second. He's just like his dad and wants to take up where his dad left off and pick up his dad's equipment. I'm not saying do that, because that makes the story stupid.
It does. This is when I was younger, when me and you were gaming way back at your brother's comic book store way back in the day. That's something that would happen if we could just make a new character at the same level. We just didn't care if our characters died anymore. We would just make kind of the same thing with a different name and pick right back up. And that's something
I personally didn't do that, but I did see it happen. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that what you do is, remember, as Dungeon Master, you make the rules, you approve what characters come into your game. You have that ability, and you can tell someone when they bring in a character, this doesn't fit my game. You can't play that. And if they get mad, well, then you can either try and work with them to tone it down or alter it to fit your game or not. And if someone is like, hey, I was playing a human ranger, I was enjoying it, so I've made another human ranger. Go look, this is gonna seem very much like a fill-in for your last character. In literally, that's the same character. Play something else. As far as it being the same level, D&D's a level system, and if especially right now we were as of last night we were all level 3. So coming at level 1 isn't too detrimental, but kind of detrimental because you can get one-shotted, and you'll never ever catch up to the others if you keep dying because you're so much weaker than them. And when they're level 5 coming at level 1, there's almost no way that the dungeon master can challenge the group without putting things out there that are going to one-shot you, and you have to like hide behind trees while everybody else has the fun of the game, and you're like, okay, I'm going to stealthily try to sneak and maybe throw a dagger and then hide, and oh my god, I hope I don't die. And nobody wants to play that consistently unless that you're playing a cowardly rogue as a concept. So I think that starting off the same level is fine, but I would insist just that you play something different. And then the punitive thing is, hey, your story ended. Now you have to make a new story. And if people are attached to the story, that's a thing. I mean, I don't try to get my characters killed because I created them and I've already invested hours and hours into them, role-playing them, discovering what they like and don't like, what kind of relationship they form with the party and other NPCs, and them just suddenly dying, that's sad, and I'm not trying to make that happen. So that to me is enough, to make it matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but then we got game systems. So what about a game system that is not level based? What if we're playing like
if it's not level based, because well, you and I both played the Vampire. It was actually a LARP, but it was still a role playing game for years and years, and that one did not have a way to come in at a higher level exactly. You just make a new character and whatever, but at the same time, it was a little bit more balanced in that you'd make a character who was supernatural to begin with. So for average things attacking you, you were always at an advantage. It was if you were fighting the other players or the other player characters, then you're at a disadvantage because they've been around longer, but not necessarily, because you can make a character who was super focused. Like if you made a guy who did nothing but katanas, you can make him super focused and really awesome with a katana from the start. And then you have a guy who's pretty good at like 12 things, but you still are really good with a katana. You can still kill that guy.
That's a difference between like the skill based games versus the level based games. Exactly. The skill based games, even if you're a starting character, you can still be useful. And
exactly. That's my point.
Yeah. Still, you're not,
because D&D is not skill based; it's level based. That's why I'm like, nah, just go ahead and start at the same level. Otherwise, you're useless.
Yeah, but skill based versus level based, we had that conversation before. Actually, it's one of our most popular videos on the site. Actually,
oh wow,
it's got thousands and thousands of views.
Neat.
I know, it's crazy.
A little creepy. Which, I mean, I love that people watch it. At the same time, there's that part of me that's like, people are watching.
Don't look at me.
I haven't done my makeup.
What else do we need to cover for character death? I mean, if you're a player, treat your character death. You're gonna get feels. We're all gonna get feels.
You might. Yeah.
But try your best to get over it. It's remember the good times. But
that's the best advice right there. Get over it.
Get over it. Why aren't you over it yet? Yeah, make a new character and try and feel hopeful for the future. That's the best. And work with your game master too, to fit in.
And try and remember, chances are nobody. I'm not going to say it never happens, but most of the time, you died because of the dice or because of a dumb thing you did, or just y'all misunderstood the situation and attacked a thing you should not have attacked. There's lots of reasons. Try not to take it personal.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that there aren't dungeon masters or other players out there that will kill your character because they are out of character jerks. And if that's the case, maybe you should go to a different table and play. Maybe the table you're at's not the best one for you because people don't like you. And that makes the game no fun.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I've had my fill of that way back in the day.
That's you.
I'm not the most likable person, I know.
I like you.
Aw.
Hope that helps. But it's happened to me too. I've had people that just didn't like me and wanted to hunt down my characters. But back at that time and on that particular game, I had a lot of free time and I used to stay the heck out of the rules and made like nigh invincible characters and was like ready for it. But it wasn't the exciting, fun RP situation that I would have preferred. More of a tactical, trying to figure out how I can kill them before they kill me game.
Yeah.
Which, while that has its own little intrigue and fun to it, it's not really what I look for in a role-playing game. And I think that if present me had talked to past me might have been like, you know what, I could just go play something different on Saturday. And maybe I would have.
I've made characters that I didn't know were kill bait, should I say? I don't know.
That's a thing.
In Vampire the Masquerade, there's a clan called the Tremere. And apparently, there's nobody who likes the Tremere. And if anybody has a backstory in which they were tortured or something bad happened to them, it's always the Tremere did that to them. So here I come in, playing a Tremere. I'm like, oh, these guys are cool. They have blood magic and can do neat rituals and stuff like that. I want to be this.
Telekinesis, they have all kinds of powers.
And everybody hates me for no reason. I didn't do anything.
Yeah, it happened.
In Legend of the Five Rings.
The other one was Setites, the followers of Set. People are like, oh, these guys sound awesome. They're so evil and manipulative. And I don't know why people didn't notice, because in this game, it's not like your regular tabletop game, because it pits player characters versus other player characters in a political intrigue. And you have a clan of people that are known for only one thing, being evil. So when I first started playing, well, actually, my first couple characters died. But my third character was I was like, I'm gonna make a guy that hunts that really evil clan, because no one was playing it. But then people started playing it, and I was like, oh, well, I guess I have to start hunting those guys now. How awkward.
Yeah. And then
I found out that people didn't play it for a while, and then I had somebody come and explain it to me. The truth is, we don't play it as much as we want to, because your character has gotten so powerful, we don't want you to automatically kill us. And I'm like, oh, now I feel bad.
And it's not like these people
I don't want to stop other people from playing.
These people didn't do anything. They're perfectly fine people. They just played a clan that has a reputation. And sometimes like the Tremere, I didn't even know they had like the reputation that they did. People wanted to kill me for no. I was looking through the book like, why does everybody want to hurt me? It doesn't say this in the book.
Like the clan books, I think they made an error when they wrote them, because they would say, all right, well, you're playing a Tremere, and there's a section that said your views on, and it would be like your views on each other clan, then your views on other stuff that exists, like werewolves and mages and so on. It should have listed next to that the inverse, their views on you.
Yeah.
And it would be all in red, and they hate you, they hate you, they hate you, like just straight down. Oh, everything hates me. The mages hate me because what? Oh, we used to be mages. And we decided to do evil stuff with vampires and became super magic vampires. Okay, good to know. And we killed a bunch of mages. All right, and the werewolves hate us because in that particular city we've been playing in, the Tremere had destroyed the werewolf, not Chantry, that's the Tremere thing.
Cairn.
Cairn, that's what it was. So Yeah, it was this like long like laundry list of everybody hates you.
There's
Oh,
there's there's a faction
oh
like that
dear.
in every factiony game. There's a faction like that though. In Legend of the Five Rings, there's the Scorpion Clan, and everybody hates the Scorpion Clan. But at least in the Scorpion Clan, it just says straight up, "We're the villains." So at least
It does.
that's there.
And that's true of the followers of Set or the Setites also in Vampire. They, they're the villains starting out. So if you make that, you're going to have to be like, oh, I'm a Caitiff, which is a unaligned
Mhm.
vampire. Like, I don't have a clan. No, no clan here.
So let's finish up. Let's finish up with our last little segment we have called the back of the book. And there's my little back of the book graphic. I hope everybody loves that. What the back of the book is,
I know where it is.
it's right in between both of us. It's to your, I don't know, left or right. That way. There you go. You got it.
All right.
The back of the book is where we try and find something weird or interesting in role-playing games you may not have known. And today, I'm doing the back of the book today, and we are doing something from the basic Dungeons and Dragons Gazetteer Republic of Darakan. So y'all are in Darakan right now in the game that we're running,
I was like, I know that name. It sounds really familiar. All right.
and I was looking through the book so I could get a better feel for the setting. And in the player's book, there's this entire thing about merchants and how to play a merchant game. And in fact, they have a merchant class. And there it is on the screen right there with levels and everything. And they get spells.
Are they
And
all about like haggling or like making people buy things they didn't actually
they
want?
have a spell called let me see if I can't uh like increase the size on this real quick. Here, let's put that down there. Count Coins is a level 1 spell you can use once per day, where if you get like a big box of treasure, you can cast it and all of the coins are instantly counted.
Hmm.
Right? And they also have a spell called Smuggle. If you are doing like if a tax collector comes after you or something, you can hide stuff with that spell and another spell right down here called Embezzle. With this spell, a merchant can falsify financial records to conceal his or her business transactions, and it can be used to fool tax investigators and trick customs agents to hide theft. The maximum amount of money which a character can cause to quote unquote vanish is 100 gold pieces per level of experience. Money earned through theft by use of this does not earn the character merchant XP. So yeah, you can embezzle, you can smuggle. There's a spell called accounting.
I'm
Uh
going to assume that check load literally is just going, hey, this shipment's a little light.
yeah, check caravan is a spell that can detect sabotage or hidden flaws in a caravan or and its cargo.
The first list I saw, it's where it said check load, but all right, I see check caravan up there now.
It's a crazy class, but then in the book it has a big map of the known world and shows what you can trade for where and at which city, and it's all set up to make this weird merchant game that you can play with your players if you're interested in playing merchants and haggling deals and
Yeah,
exchanging coin
not
and
not at all interested. But I tell you what, I do think this would be good for is when you, if you actually use, which is an old concept in D&D, a hireling. I mean, if you just go and you find someone and you get them to join the party, be like, hey, we will give you money if you come with us because we are losing money left and right trying to buy magic items or sell all these amazing treasures we got, and you're the guy. Help us do this. We give you a percent. What do you say?
now that's
I think that, hmm?
now it's covered by downtime rules in the Dungeons Master Guide in 5th edition. I love the expanded ones in Xanthar's Guide. If y'all have ever looked at the Xanthar's Guide to Everything, there's expanded downtime for rules, what a player can do while they're not adventuring, and I love it. I love those rules. I think they're great.
Yep, we did use them already in the episode before last. If
Yeah.
y'all want to check it out and see what it looks like in play.
So I think that's the end of the episode. I think we're done here at Gaining Experience. Remember, if you want to talk to us live, we're here Wednesday at 7 Pacific. That's what, 10 o'clock on the East Coast. I know you.
Yep.
Yeah.
9 o'clock Central, because that's where I am.
Yep. And I'm in Alaska, so it's six
A
o'clock.
million
here.
o'clock in Alaska. We don't
Yeah,
know.
No,
Alaska's
no one
weird.
knows what time it is. It's the
I heard
sun.
they smoke weed.
The sun just goes from north to south. It doesn't even set in the west, and it's just weird. So check us out next week. We'll have another subject, and if you're seeing this as a recorded show, feel free to like us, subscribe, and put a comment down below about a story you had with your character dying. And maybe we'll read it on the next show. I'm Corey,
Mallard.
and we'll see you